Good evening, good evening, good evening, and definitely welcome back. If you have made it to Friday, go you. I know that right now you got to set some things up for yourself where you can feel a little bit of success in your life, wherever it is. A lot of people have lofty goals, and sometimes we forget to set some short term goals. And you made it through the week. So, congrats to you. Hopefully, you guys have something positive planned for the weekend, wherever it is that you are, and whatever it is that possibly looks like. But if you guys have been paying attention, if you're new here, welcome. If you're a person that is coming back, thank you for returning. Today is the 12 days of relocation, and it is day 12. You guys have been on a ride of reflection if you guys have taken a look at each particular day of the 12 days of relocation. Some of the topics may have been directed all the way at you, but some of them, and I would say actually all of them have been designed to where even if it's not a direct target towards a particular demographic, you have been privy to information behind the curtain. And what that curtain is the curtain of successful people that have actually been able to move abroad. So many people are not realizing that there are different levels to moving abroad. The people that did it and weren't successful, and then the rest of everyone else who was and saw the value in it. These 12 days of relocation have been designed to help you see not only the value in moving abroad, understand the opportunity that you have, the opportunity to help transform your life, your legacy, the people that are connected to you, both friends and family, immediate, even distant. So many people will see your journey and the way that you change and possibly think, maybe I can do that too, and that there is impact. But first, you need to start with yourself. So, over the last 12 days, we have gone through some very introspective things when it comes to you, not me, you, the person that is actually looking to move abroad. You guys spend time, hours. I meet all different kinds of people. Some of them have been researching moving abroad for years. Some of them have been researching since last November. Some of them have been researching in the last 6 months because of changes and challenges. And all of them are still saying the same thing, which is, what first steps do I take? And how do I take them to hopefully increase the probability of my success? So, these 12 days of relocation, I hope that you guys have learned a little bit of something. If you haven't been available for the 12 days of relocation, Word, Life, whatever it happens, you guys can go to YouTube, Black Expat Life Abroad. There is where you are going to find all of the conversations, not only of the 12 days of relocation, so you'll get the other 11, but you will also get over 200 videos that are going to do what no other channel will do. No other channel is going to give you what you didn't realize that you forgot. That forgetting spirit of when you're running in a situation of angst and anxiety, and you may have forgot some of the fine details. This is not the exact move that you have possibly made from a place in the United States to a different place in the United States. This takes in other nuances that the 12 days of relocation and this entire platform brings to you in a way where you can understand. Puts people in front of you that you can see yourself in us and the people that are on this platform. I bring all kinds of people here so that you can realize that you, the person that hasn't moved abroad, the person that is spending countless hours putting in research, telling me, well, ChatGPT said, well, what did the people say that did it? Because ChatGPT has never walked in any of these destinations. I want you guys to be able to succeed. It's not just use my products, use our services, use our platform, and no one else. These platform, a lot of the bells and whistles and the things that are available to you are actually free. It takes you, the person, to be intentful about your move abroad and consume them. Take time with them. Run up the hours and see how much information that you thought you had already planned out, and it will point out that you forgot a number of things. But that's okay. And the 12 days of relocation has been designed to say, hey, it's okay. But if you're serious about moving abroad, it's not okay to not leave with these things considered. Considered about you where you are today. Considered about what you're saying, which is, I want to move abroad, aka, I am looking to be a part of a community that will accept me. And then introspectively looking into who you are, what it is that your core values are, what you're looking to give up in the United States, what you're looking to live in your new life, and then having those reference points to be able to check yourself. Make certain and keep yourself honest about where you are in your journey. So before we get too deep into any of these conversations, I want to say one, thank you for coming. Thank you, obviously, for spending some time with me on a Friday. Like I said, it is probably a long week, and you're looking for something that will give you some value in your journey. Well, you have landed on the right place. If you guys do not know myself, my name is RJ Mood. I'm originally from Philadelphia. I have traveled all up and down the East Coast, living there. Went to school in Atlanta, moved out of the United States from South Florida. South Florida presented so many different interesting things that made me realize that what I was doing wasn't sustainable to the happiness that I actually needed. And so many of you guys are navigating what that looks like right now. What is the happiness that you need? Maybe you have the stuff and things. Maybe you have the value that so many people on the outside looking in say, you've got it all. I would love to have your life. But so many people, regardless of demographic, age, and even this time, even color and race, this is beyond a scenario where you should feel isolated. I know people in America walk past each other on the street and don't say hello. Asking somebody how they're doing and genuinely being concerned is not something that Americans often have time for. But in scenarios that considering those things, when you do get the option, think about how it makes you feel. Oh, wow, I wasn't expecting that. That was actually pretty pleasant. Your body craves more of that. Your spirit, your energy. This isn't a religious conversation. It's about just us being on the earth with each other. And so many people are now facing that what they have been doing in America isn't working. It isn't working in a sense for them because they are looking and saying, maybe despite me being an adult and knowing what it is that I know about America, maybe there's something elsewhere. And what this channel does, and this is what this conversation is going to bring to tonight, is going to be, what do you do with that notion? How do you take the steps? What are the steps? What is the research? What do you need to get prepared for? We're going to have a nice little conversation in our 12 days of relocation. And I want you guys to be ready. I want you guys to be ready for what happens after this conversation if you listen and adhere to what it is that I'm saying. What happens after this conversation is an opportunity that you now embark on, that you realize that this isn't just your normal move. Your move abroad is going to be the most transformational thing that you do in your life. And so many people have to realize that, similar to a caterpillar, not every caterpillar may make it out of the cocoon. They may go in with the right intention to come out on the other side a butterfly, but you may not, because so many people are starting to see that people are moving abroad and coming home. People are moving abroad and didn't measure what it is that they were expecting to take on and didn't realize that they needed to be a little different. That America wasn't waiting for them on the other side of the TSA. So, in understanding how to navigate these things, I want you guys to be ready because after this conversation, and if you have been here for the 12 days, you're like, great, the cherry on top. However, if you haven't been, I want you to go to YouTube, Black Expat Life Abroad. You will make certain that you will go through these conversations because this and these are for you. This is no something that most people won't ask you about yourself and won't hear the answer. It's only for you to ask and seek what it is that you're looking for, intention, purpose, and success in your journey. So, want to get into this? This all has led up to one of a couple of things. One, it leads up to the end of our early bird tickets. So, today is November 14th. Our early bird tickets for our virtual relocation conference that will be on November 22nd end today. Tomorrow's price is not today's price. So I need you to go to moodtravelabroad.com. I will tell you exactly what is going to happen on that virtual relocation conference. But I need you to go to moodtravelabroad.com. Get your ticket right now. Hopefully you're on YouTube or something where you can grab your ticket while you're still watching this. If not, go grab your ticket, come back. I say that is because I need you to make certain you're in the building. The people that are seriously considering moving abroad, the people that are saying, I don't know what to do, and I don't want to be one of those anonymous people in the group chat saying, or the Facebook group saying, this didn't work out for me. I want to be successful. And the reason why this will help you be successful is because it's given to you in a way where you can receive it. One, it's at a price where it's not some outrageous cost for one day of what you think may work. Two, it's been done before. Every person that has evolved with this virtual relocation conference does this without the conference happening. You just happen to be privy to how the relocation process works and some of the bells and whistles behind the entire machine. You guys also need to realize that it is not often and it takes a lot of effort to get over 10. We actually have, I think, 13, 14 destination speakers, excuse me, not destination speakers, relocation speakers covering multiple destinations, which I will cover in 1 second. But this opportunity gives you, the person that is serious about moving abroad, and a chance to come into a room on one Saturday and spend time getting connected, almost like Connect Four, like connecting the dots. Remember an old school operator where you took this and you put it in here and now the call was connected? This is what we are doing with you. We're not allowing you to have to go scour the online resources and hope that somebody is going to work out for you. Hope isn't something that you should put into this thing. Yes, you should hope that the things that you are putting in, but hope shouldn't be your lead and forefront strategy. So we are bringing in the experts in a number of things that are going to shape your relocation journey. First, it's where am I going? The destinations are endless, but your first move abroad should be very specific. And the destinations that we are covering are going to be very specific. We give you exactly what you need and access on this side of the world, give you a little bit with some people that want to go a little bit further, and then we get you acclimated to what life could be like in the weight of America off of you before you start going into the deep end, which is the other side of the world. So our destinations for the virtual relocation conference cover Colombia, Medellin, Santa Marta, as well as Cali. We also cover Playa del Carmen, Mexico, Panama City, Panama, as well as Cape Town, South Africa. But you need a little bit more than where to go. You need to know how to navigate immigration visas. Somebody asked me about how do I navigate the different tax opportunities that I may have. But who do you go and talk to? These things could be something that you could find on the internet and pay around for different consultations, or you could just be connected directly to the resources. So these things are going to be presented to you. What documents do you need when you decide where you're going? These things are, I would say, relatively like standard in some things. Oh, I need a proof of income. How am I making money? I need certain documents as far as an FBI background check. These things are standard, but you may not know them. That's okay. That's what the conference is for. We also bring one of the biggest topics that is going on in American society, which is healthcare. You guys don't realize that, commercials and different healthcare things that are presented to you in America as normal are not the global standard. The cost of getting sick versus, and also the cost of how much it is to get better is something that is debated often in the United States. Yes, so many people are either going for a temporary time or actually moving abroad to sustain a quality of life based on the access and the affordability of healthcare. But where you go navigates this. Where also where what your thought process process is and what you have dealt with versus what you can now experience is all something to consider. So we bring in our healthcare expert for those things. We also bring in our financial expert. Our financial experts are going to cover a number of things that are going to be helpful because a lot of you are moving because of cost of living. Well, if you can take a budget that you are spending comfortably and or squeezed and lower your cost of living across the board, you have a number of different options on your hands. You could increase luxury spending and luxury living, which, if you haven't reset your core values, you may not realize that may not be at your value once you get America's weight off you. But you also need to understand that there are vehicles, ways where you can take that extra cash that gets freed up by moving abroad, putting it into something that is a vehicle that will help you, one, retire early, two, have the ability to retire. Or something that's really important is when I move abroad, I've got extra money. I was thinking about a 529 plan, but realistically, maybe my kid doesn't want to go to college, or college is maybe not a one end all be all in your household. What navigation obstacles do you have when looking at, giving something to your child as they get older? Well, moving abroad does free up some money, but your mindset goes into it all. We bring our financial expert to help you navigate what that looks like. A lot of people are also looking to move abroad and pay off student loans. That is a big topic. How do I carve off money that they're asking me for that I just don't have in my American budget? Well, navigating this, the repayment options, the different things that you could have on your plate that could no longer be a case on the other side, you need to consider, and we bring all of that in the room. When I tell you you want to move abroad, I say you are actively saying, whether you realize it or not, I want to be a part of a community. So we bring on somebody that understands and has gone in multiple countries around the world and built community, volunteered and gotten into the local language, the local culture, the local understandings and traditions. That way she could have a better service to herself as well as the community that accepted her. She's going to bring in real life information and understanding from somebody that has navigated all over the world, build community, build opportunities for people that are traveling to meet others, and give back in their local communities that are now accepting them as a person that isn't a is a foreigner. You guys need to understand that this is a multi-layer process in moving abroad. The fundamentals and connecting you to housing, healthcare, destination, that's the easy part. It's just plugging it in. There are so many things that you need to shift. You need to change your mindset for. And this conference is designed to bring all of that into one place. So when you walk out, you may be a little overwhelmed, but you want to know exactly what kind of vibe you need to be on, who is exactly going to be able to help you navigate these different neighborhoods, cities, countries, locations, some of the other stuff that you realized should have been on your radar, but you thought it was the same move, or you didn't realize that I'm going to need that too once I finally get America's weight off me. These things are important, and the weight of America is one thing to have to navigate both now, when you get there, for the first time it's ever taken off of you, and then once you're settled. And once you're settled, you start to realize that you're going to need some ongoing help. So what we do is we also bring somebody that helps expats that live abroad navigate these things: homesickness, loneliness, building community, different language, culture, time zone. The time zone is such an important thing because so many people are willing to throw themselves 20 hours ahead just to say that they're outside of the United States because they heard it was something that was good. Think about these things as you consider packing all of your bags and selling everything that you own. This conference platforms all of these particular topics in a way where it is digestible to you, receivable to you, so that you realize that there's a lot of people that have navigated that, and even more people with intention that have looked back and said, how do we help the next people that are coming after us? Moving abroad also takes into family options. And I mean family, just moving physically, your children, your family. What does that look like? The good things, the bad things, the new challenges. These things are often forgotten in realizing that I might need to talk to somebody that knows this. An American that actually went there and knows what it is that's probably going on in my head and meets me in the middle with the understanding. This conference, I've done my best to try to create a space for the people that are serious to make the best chance of moving abroad and increasing their success by putting all of the resources in a room where you can actually walk out of it and know that you have a better platform to stand on. So that is the virtual conference. Your tickets are available through tonight. The early bird discount is available tomorrow. You guys will get a new price. But, let's start off, man. I wanted to get into what we are 12 days of relocation. It's been a very impactful 12 days. I hope if you have been paying attention. I realized going into this one, bringing this platform together, to the 12 days of relocation, I got people buying tickets. And I'm like, we need to get them ready because this is an ongoing thing. These conversations don't stop after November 22nd. We have these continuous conversations. We give you guys as much information as we can that we all wish that we had. But one thing that comes out, and I realize this, and is there's only so much that I can do. That's why I ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to move abroad? I see people and I see them abroad, and I'm like, they weren't ready to move abroad. The things that they're asking for, the things that they are have in America, they're expecting somewhere else. And it's not even just physical things. It's the emotion of what America provides. It's the even the thought process of the customer is always right. Depending on where you go, the customer may not always be right. How do you navigate that though? With intention, because to think that you are going to take the customer is always right globally is a reason to stay in the United States. So, yes, I will talk to you and tell you if you're not ready, stay home. Don't buy a ticket. This is a free event right now. It costs you nothing. But if you're serious, you're going to need to take some time and get some resources together. But never mind the conference. What about you? When's the last time you actually looked at yourself in the mirror and saw where you were? Like, gave yourself a little grace, but looked at it. You're considering moving abroad, but you haven't really understood that what you are saying. However, whatever age you are, if this is the first time that something like this is really on your radar, do you know where you are in your life? You could be 65, you could be 35. But if this is the first time that you put this on your plate, do you know where you are? You are in a position to give up everything that ever made you comfortable, even the things that made you uncomfortable. You guys ask so many questions about life abroad and realize that when we turn these things around you and say, well, you're asking this as if things aren't this way, but things aren't great where you are. So you've gotten comfortable with being uncomfortable in the United States, things that give you pause, things that make you upset or wish your neighbor or you weren't impacted by them. Yet you got comfortable because there was nothing that you could do. And this may be the first time in your life that you could actually do something about that. Not changing it, but I tell you, this comes down to you. There is global impacts and there are global movements, but the movement of you moving abroad is a very individual thing. Now, individual could come down to you and your partner. Individual come down to you and your children and immediate family and your dog, or you're just going by yourself. Multi-layered individuality, but it's a you thing. What is the best for you? What works for me may not work for you. Where the destination that works for me may not work for you. But how do you know? Are you ready to see it with new eyes? Or are you only going with American eyes? The red, white, and blue, all in your eyes as you go to look outward and see what America has for you. Imagine. Remember those glasses that Kanye used to wear, the shades? I had them on like one time and I was like, yeah, there's no way I can't even see. I've got a blinder on. Why would anybody wear these? And then, you think about it and you're like, this is something that's something's in the message. People would rather look fashionable and not be able to see that well than be able to see that well and not maybe even look as fashionable or just choose something that you can see. These things, the blinders of America, have been on you for so long. Are you actually ready to take them off? Are you ready to get that third world country words out of your mouth and understanding what you are going through, where you are, people playing in your face with bare necessities. Hey, somebody can be $1 billion company, and you know what company I'm talking about. Somebody can be $1 billion company, pay people minimum wage, which doesn't afford them the average things they need, which allows them to get government benefits. So now they are on there, but they have to spend their money at their job. Maybe they get a little discount for spending, but it's a revolving cycle because this big organization, you can buy groceries, you could buy jeans, you could buy your tires there, depending on what part of the United States you're in. And that's perfectly fine in the United States. And so much goes into what you see. You might not be impacted by it, but so much goes into the entire thought process of a world, and not a world, but a nation that lives with that. And you may not realize that you have a privilege that you don't understand. Maybe you are a radical in America, but you globally might not be. Are you ready to be and stand on the same principles now that you have access to the things that you may not have access to? This is such a big thing that a lot of people don't realize is one of your major keys to success. Putting you in resource connection, that's easy. It's not just moving you to somewhere. That is a process that once you get all the things built, it's a rollout. What happens is I'm not just here to take my time and you guys get the resources, take your money and provide a service. That's not my main head, because we are impacted by the people that are around us. As more of people in my community are looking to move abroad and don't have the education, I realize we need the education, given in a scenario where so many of us feel like, the people that were, foot on the necks and didn't get the fair shake, then automatically being thrown into a privileged environment and not understanding that you now can be considered the big fish in the room. You don't even know what that feels like. How do you get ready for that? It starts here. It starts within the 12 days of relocation. It starts with the conversation and the understanding of where you are right now. You're saying, I want to be a part of a community that doesn't know me. So that's why I asked you, who are you? What are your real core values? So many people want to wear designer and watches and jewelry. That's not a core value, bro or sis. Don't get me wrong, because there's plenty of people. I go to Dubai and I go to Medellin, and I see all this stuff, and it's like there's people that's like, yo, people that make $100,000 a month. Let's all get in the room or WhatsApp and let's have a great conversation, or let's go out to eat, or let's network and build. Everybody's got their little pockets. But who are you? Never mind what you do. Do you know? Have you had the opportunity to figure it out? Have you had the space to? Packing your bags is the easy part. Getting ready to move abroad, that's hard, because it calls you as a grown person to say, maybe I don't know everything. Maybe I don't know how the world works. And I'm grown. And I'm a leader of a family. And I have kids that look up to me. It's okay. What's not okay is not to go prepare, not to shift your mind, not to prepare your family if they're going to understand that, hey, I know that we grew up a certain way, and understanding that this was how these things worked. But we're looking to embark. So we need to be more open to things. We're going to try some new foods. You got to talk to the kids like you need to talk to yourself like a baby. You're going to try some new foods. You're going to learn a new language and new ways to say new words. You might even develop an accent in some ways. This is impactful. This is life changing and leveling. But if you don't take it on with the understanding of that, you're not going to succeed, because you need to put some real solid foundations together to stand in a room and stand on business that you've never been a part of. That mindset shift is going to be one of the things that if you go through this process, you go through our, 100 days of freedom and 100 days to freedom, and you get out in the next 100 days through the things that we're able to put in front of you. You're going to remember that. You're going to remember this, that I started how to move abroad with asking you, what are you willing to do as far as understanding who you are and what America has done to you? Because America has positioned you. I don't mean somebody punched you in the face, but I mean verbally, because what America has done to you has led you right here. I hate to sound like Thanos, but it's all led you right here. It didn't work out. It's not working out. It's not saying that you're a failure by any means. I'm just saying that what America sold to you as what you should be focusing on, what your core values should be, it didn't work out. It didn't lead to the happiness that was supposed to be on the other side of that rainbow that they have painted for you. It just didn't. But what you do next is one of the biggest things. The first step is also the most important part of the journey because it puts your foot in a direction. You don't just step and you have no direction. You step straight, you step left, you step right. You can't step forward because the step you're going to step towards, the only thing you may want to do is even step backwards just to see where you are right now as you are expecting the fact that, yo, bro, you're looking to go give up everything. Are, are you okay? Am I okay? These are personal things that you need to take on. Yes, you may have family and you might say, I get the opportunity to set my kids up for success in a way that I wish I would have had the opportunity to do so when I was a kid. That is impactful. That is important. And so many people are just packing their things, selling everything, picking a destination, picking an Airbnb, and then getting on the internet and saying, you guys lied to me. And I say, you lied to yourself because you didn't even ask yourself the questions that you needed to ask. What am I willing to do for freedom? Freedom from what it is that I'm feeling, feeling from the weight of America. What am I willing to do? Am I willing to become the people that I despise in the United States? But is it because I don't have the money or the access to do it? Because when you get it, are you the people that you despise? Are you the person that you would want to be in community with? These things are often forgot when running out of the burning house that is America. So I need you guys to wrap your head around it. One of the things that holds people back in the United States the most is that 100 grand. If you are new here, I tell you that depends on where you go, you may not need it all. You might not need to chase a number. You might not need to chase a number. You might need to chase exactly what it is that you want. America offers you BS for a premium. And the first time you realize that, you're saying, wait a minute, I've been paying $100 a bag for food that never expires. Why is my bread a month old? Never expires. These things are often forgotten because what do you do? But when you know that you can do something different, when you can see and touch it and realize that, hey, I can't go shopping for my entire week from Sunday to Sunday because the food doesn't last that long and it's actually not supposed to. Why am I eating food that lasts so long? Putting that back on your plate and the realization of where you are and what you're going with puts a lot of things. Never mind, the food cost drastically goes down. A lunch doesn't cost $75. I saw a guy who was like, oh, I went and took my 4 kids out. They all ate off the kids' menu, me and my wife, and it was $140. And that may be varied depending on what you are. Somebody say that's a good deal, but a good deal didn't used to be that good deal, right? What are the prices of Subway sandwiches now? Remember the $5 foot long? Remember the dollar menu? Remember a quarter bag of chips? All of those were things that seemed like a good deal at the time, and yet here we are. So you have gotten comfortable with what it is you forgot used to give you upset, get you upset. The number that you have in your head may not be the number that you need. One, to get the quality of life that you need. But you also need to consider is it also is probably advanced to you in a way where the dollar amount in the United States, it costs a lot to do a very little. Yet globally, the reason why even the poorest Americans are in the top earners is because America just costs so much. things around the world, healthcare, food, activities, schools, daycare. Phew, they don't cost as much around the United States. I mean, around the globe. So when you get out of the United States, what is barely making it work may work very well, but you need to get into it. You got to get into the steps because the steps, and once you put together the thought process and the mindset shift, is where you are realistically saying, okay, now I know what direction. Let me take my first step in that direction. These things need to get understood because we're going into 2026, and unfortunately, the price is going up. The price is going up and things are changing. So, you guys have an American passport. If you are watching this, most of you guys do. Blue passport, most of these places will get you a tourist visa that gets you a 90-day stamp, last up to 180 days in the calendar year. Depending on what your vibe is and how you want to move and navigate this first move abroad, might be perfectly the amount of time as you navigate multiple places. But when you go to look at a visa and you say, hey, I really love this place. I actually want to be here and, stay for a little while. That's longer than what my tourist visa allows. You need to understand it comes down to a cost that shifts because, yes, the American federal wage hasn't moved in quite some time. Yet, Colombians' wage and many other locations increases every year. So the visas, the digital nomad, the retirement, the property investment, many of them are based off of the local wages. So you need to consider that as these things go up, as well as different things, because what you may not understand as an American living in the bubble of America is that reciprocity is a thing. You guys need to understand that because America has a particular kind of government that is saying and doing particular kinds of things around the world and causing immigration issues and people traveling to be shifted. You can see many other countries shifting what America's passport does for you. We have now seen American's passport go out of the top 10 as far as the invite global places that you can go with visa free access. You have no control over that. So consider that also when considering, hey, the cost could change from where you are. We just saw Portugal make a shift into people on people in the middle of what could impact how long and how many times they have to renew their visa. If you are a immigration visa expert, kudos to you for being ahead of the curve. But if you are not and you're just trying to figure out how the hell to get out of America, please, I tell you, if you have the budget, I wouldn't say go to the highest amount into the budget. There's people you can navigate. You just need to navigate with somebody has actively worked with, not just because it's the cheapest price, because you do need success in actually moving abroad. If you want to do it, feel free. But if it doesn't work, know that that is your probability of success risk. So take that into consideration. But knowing how to navigate these changes, because they can change, like they could implement something between now and the end of the year that if you're applying that you now need. It's not, you can't say, well, I don't have that, or you need to get it in order to apply. So you have to wrap your head around, yes, this next couple of months that we have before the end of 2025, it actually signifies a change that we're going to get back on here and discuss. And understanding that it can continue to change as the United States does whatever the United States is doing. So you might be on a scenario of, okay, this is what the visa costs are. This is how what documents I need, and this is what I can expect. And this is how long the visa is going to be. Two, on the other side of January, things be different. What is your plan? How do you navigate that? This is going to be important. The biggest thing that you can do starting right now with understanding that you're looking to move abroad. If you're new here, this is perfect. If you're not, this is if you haven't already, start because you know what I'm going to say. Make certain you are getting that piece of paper or just get an empty notebook. I want you to open it and draw a line straight down the middle. I need you to put that on the left hand side and what you are looking for. This is what you can do right now to start if you already aren't in the moving process and just is just on your radar. Start. If you aren't, let me start with you guys. The people that are just starting, get that piece of paper, get that journal, put that middle that line down the middle on the left hand side. I need you to take out of your head all of that stress. I need you to take it and put it onto the piece of paper. I need you to write it down. What are you looking to leave in the United States? You're here. You want to say, I want to look outside of the United States for life and what that looks like. But what are you looking to leave? All of the things that are stressing you. I need you to know what you're looking for. Write it down. Use this as a reference to come back. You might fall asleep after writing 5 of them down and come back and say, I got 28 more. Write them all down. Know what you're looking for. Make certain that that other side of that page, that right hand side, stays clear, because the other side is the other side of the coin, the positive. Where am I going? What am I looking for? Yes. Even write your Narnia down. You'd be surprised. Write the perfect world to you. What you are looking for, get it out of your heart. I need you to get out what you're looking for what you're leaving out of your head. I need you to get what you're looking for out of your heart. I need you to pair this and understand that these two halves of this page, maybe both sides might bleed into another page. Feel free to get it all out. It's okay. But it's not okay is not to use that as your reference point. When you look at that and you say, I didn't realize that I was under that much stress. And I didn't realize that I needed that in my life. How do I craft that life for myself? How do I craft that life for my family? That's what you can do. The people that have already done that, kudos to you. What you can do is, I tell somebody that is interested in moving abroad, if you say, okay, I have Colombia down. Okay, what city do you have? Oh, I have Medellin. What 3 neighborhoods? You should be able to name 3 neighborhoods in this stage that you are in right now that you have interest in. If you go on a relocation kind of consultation and I say, hey, you've ever been to Colombia? And you say, no, but I looked into here. I love when I hear that. I absolutely love it, because that lets me know that somebody on the other end is taking this seriously. The person on the other end of the phone has taken their life seriously. I can only provide guidance and value. You need to take your life seriously. So know the 3 neighborhoods that you want to live in and the places that you're saying you're going. Understanding that Colombia is not narrowed down just to 3 neighborhoods. Medellin is not Cartagena, is not Cali, is not Bucaramanga, is not Barranquilla, is not Pereira, it's not Bogota. All of these places are different. And if you have them on your radar when narrowing down from country to city, get those 3 neighborhoods. What are your thought processes when you think about what a neighborhood needs to have? Do you think about you having a car moving abroad? So many people are like, oh, can I ship my car? What's your core value, bro? Do you want a car? Do you want to be responsible for a car? Do you own this car? You thinking that you can go finance a car? That gets back to your core values and understand what America's trap you have, because American credit and financing everything 50-year mortgage, financing everything 15-year car loan. That's not how the world works, bro. They're leading you into it's a debt society. They like, how can you get your basic cost of living into debt where people that have money just make money off of the fact that you need to live? That's the revolving door that is America. So I need you to wrap your head around that. You need to think about this just a little bit differently. You need to go about this a little bit differently than what you would have thought before you stumbled across this platform, you stumbled across this conversation. You need to realize that this is just going to be a little bit different, because so many people are just narrowing it down. And the most common mistakes are, I've traveled before, so I know exactly what this is going to take. Have you gone with your tourist glasses on, or have you gone with your Tuesdays on? Your Tuesday glasses allow you to see what your life is like, right? Like, today is Friday. Yes, I can go live a party life, but depends on what Friday it is of the month. Maybe I don't want to go out. But no, last Friday. What do I do? Where do I go to eat? Where do I go where it's not a hoopla? Never mind a Friday. What about Tuesday? What about Wednesday? What about Monday? Do you guys get together in the community? Do you have an opportunity to go hang out with people? Do they do that without you being there? Have you seen what is available to you when you actually are there for a long term? What's that like? Do you know? How do you find out? Shouldn't that be something that should be on your radar? You are one person. You are an individual. But so many people have an entire scenario where they've already moved to these places, yet you won't take anybody's advice because America has told you you could do it yourself. And that is one of the biggest mistakes that many Americans move abroad and make. I can do it myself. Now with the advancements of ChatGPT, as long as I've got ChatGPT, I see it all the time. And it's the craziest thing because they say it with you say it with your chest. I know what I know. I only do what I do. I don't do what it is that I don't do. You want me to put together the dresser? I don't do that. Too many damn pieces. That's not my hat. There's so many people who's like, well, I'll just put it together. I can go on YouTube and they can step by step me, but one, I don't even have the patience for that. Never mind. Might be a little shaky. You know what is best served? For me to pay the professional to get it done. It is better off, and I will be sticking to my talents. You guys need to adopt the same thought process. They say it in the fine print of OpenAI or any AI they give you. This might be wrong, bro. But they dress it up so well that you're like, there's no way this is wrong. It told me exactly what it is that I needed to know, or exactly what I wanted to hear. Have you considered that? Have you considered that when thinking that you're going to put all your eggs in, I'll figure it out, I'll piece all of the research together all by myself? You can get even overwhelmed when you realize that, okay, I figured out housing, and okay, I figured out this, but I figured out my neighborhood, but even figuring out housing, what does the apartment actually look like? Do the pictures do it justice? Do the pictures match the neighborhood that it's actually out of? What does this actually look like? How many Google Street Views can you actually do before you say, I'm making the right decision? We started this because we knew we could put ourselves and our resources together to help you guys. But if you don't use the help, then you will be the anonymous person in the group chat, not your friend group chat. I'm talking about the global group chat that we all have seen before. You don't want to end up like that person. So I want you guys to take help, take resources, whoever it is, do a fine tooth comb between the resources just to make certain somebody's already, you're not the first person that is utilizing this service. Like do your due diligence with that. But don't think you have to go about this alone because that is one of the problems with the navigation of the relocation journey. Well, I put all the research together, ChatGPT in my handy dandy notebook. Don't work like that. To be honest with you, even a person like myself, I've been coming to Colombia since 2017. I've been bringing people on group travel since 2018. I have brought hundreds of people, probably in the thousands right now, and this is not. It wasn't new to me. But living here, even I probably maybe spent like longest 10, 11 days. But living, I had hookups for housing, so I didn't have to worry about getting scammed for housing. But everything else had to be built from the ground up. I brought so many people to Cartagena, maybe a couple of groups to Medellin, and I chose to live in Medellin. Everything had to be built from the ground up. All of the connections from in that place, all of the understanding of what life actually is like for me living here, getting to know people that had actually been living here as long as I had been just initially bringing people, helping and navigating that with them and saying, yo, you know some things I just didn't even realize was available. I needed help. Everybody needed help. America taught you that you're going to do all this by yourself and end up still with that longing to be with others. That's where you are right now. It's an old school mentality of thinking that remembering what it is that you forgot that you liked and not realizing that that is what your body is craving. You guys all say it. I wish things were back in the day where my brothers, my sisters, my cousins, we all got together. Now maybe you can't get together and bring everybody with you. Unfortunately, it's not how it works. People aren't ready. People are still not ready to go until the full house is burned down and they say, well, we have nowhere to go. Let's just go somewhere now with nothing. Don't be that person. If you're here, you're probably not. But I need you guys to understand that this on the other side, if done intentionally and done right, not saying everybody in the community is going to be your best friend. Not saying everybody in the community is going to be a cup of tea. That's okay. We're all human. But you're going to find some kindred spirit. You're going to find some people on the same wavelength, on the same path as you, on the same journey as you. And it's going to come up to you to understand how do you navigate that with your new person, your new face, who you are versus who you have been. That right there is a lot of weight to put on for an adult that thinks they've all got it together. The adult that thinks that they have already figured it out, yet are still on the inside of the United States looking on, maybe this ain't it. So wrap your heads around that and don't make the first mistake, which is the biggest mistake, thinking that you don't need anybody. I tell you, like I said, if you don't want to use our resources, cool. Use somebody else's resources. But don't say I got scammed because I gave my money to somebody and you know damn well you didn't have to do that. There's somebody already that lives there. They don't. Their community doesn't have one real estate person that isn't a scammer. Real estate people all over the world have multiple properties. The likelihood of one person that's an actual person in real estate having just one isn't a good realtor at all. Somebody's got to know something, right? Giving 6 to 10 months of rent or paying a year's full of rent just because somebody said we've got 4 people looking at it and we're going by Friday. I know, running out of a burning house. But the after effect of doing so and not doing so with understanding that you're going to need some foundational things to get out of that house. And when you get out of that house, succeed in being out of that house. Because you can be one of the people that run back into the burning house. And that right there is where so many people get lost. We talked about this yesterday because the first thing you guys think is once I leave the United States, everything's going to be all right. It's all going to be okay. It is. That's true. But this comes in different waves. You are maybe 30 something years old. Maybe you're 20 something years old, and this is your first time considerably going to move abroad. The moment that America's weight gets taken off of you, you are going to, that's why I tell you to do it now. You're going to look at yourself and what your life was, and you're going to have a moment with yourself. You're going to realize that your life was on a trajectory that you now know wasn't okay. Yet you thought and lived in bliss that it was. What do you do with that? Because it's heavy. It's really heavy. A lot of people don't realize that in that initial feeling of I'm running out to now I'm in a place that can lead you to a number of different things. It can lead you to sink in and be like, okay, I don't know what to do because this is the first time in my life I've ever experienced this. It can lead you to pick up habits and things that maybe you do on the side or you do every once in a while, but now with the freedom of and the weight of America off you, you're indulging more and you look up and you spent a bunch of money, even though where you went was cost of living, but now you're doing things that you have never done because you don't have the weight of America on you. This is important to consider because of those first 3 months are really important to your success. It's really important to your succeeding because it's another crossroads for you. Have I done enough prior to land somewhere where I can be sustained? Also, who am I now? Did I realize that I'm actually an asshole? Actually, if I had money, I would be just like the people I hate. Do you notice it? Do you catch yourself? Now that you have the privilege that the people outside of America say that you have, and you're in the driver's seat of privilege, who have you become? Those 3 months are really introspective because I told you guys yesterday when it hit me, it actually hit me. It actually stopped me in my tracks, and I literally said, "Whoa, is is this what people feel in America that aren't consistently under stress? The very few amount of them, because this is a feeling. It's interesting. Just for them to go all across the world and then find that there. And then it's like, okay, well, who are you now? Okay, I've got some privilege. I've never seen that before. That's interesting. Hmm. Oh, I'm not just a black person. I'm an American. Hmm. That's interesting. You seem to be treating me differently ever since you have heard my accent. I just thought it was a Philly accent. Apparently, this is an American accent. Hmm. Who am I now? Where do I spend my time? What are my core values? Well, I can go and spend what I was spending in the United States, and I can show you my house anytime I get on Instagram because you not living like this. Welcome to my crib. Y'all want something to drink? We've seen that. We grew up with that. We know what that looks like. Is that what you've been waiting for to do your whole life? I remember, listen, I remember going as a kid watching MTV Spring Bling. I remember going there, and it was the time of my life. It was everything that I wanted to do back then. Now, that's a party. But so many of you guys are potentially looking at people in America, the bougie, the elite, the people that, can do the things that you want to do, but you don't have the money or you're overworked, so you don't even have the time to. And I'm seeing people are looking to move abroad and they might not have been that person. And now they are when they get on the other side. It's like in college when you see that guy that was like shy and quiet or the girl and they became a fraternity member or a sorority member and they had a new personality. You reinvented yourself on the other side of the United States into this awesome A person that's alive in entertainment and is just throwing all reckless abandon into the wind because I'm a new person. Okay, you'll be back home. Or you'll be on the summer jam screen of the group travel Facebook groups, viral videos of this happened to so and so, because that is where you are leading yourself to. So I need you guys to run into this because so many people that 3 months is going to be very influential to your success plan. You need to know some people. You need to get into some sort of community. You need to be able to do something. You like bowling? Go bowling with the folks. You like walking or being out in nature? Go out in nature with the people. Go out in nature by yourself. Go out in nature with other people that are in the community. Go meet brand new people all from all over the world. You know how many times, not how many times, but you know how many people I've met from all over the world living abroad? In places that I may never go. Guy from New Zealand sat down. We actually had dinner together, not us together, but in a room full of people that were from St. Louis, Philadelphia, New Zealand, Belgium. Darwin is from Chicago, Colombia. Like, listen at the United Nations and all sharing language and food and conversation, understanding why and how people got here, what put them on their radar. Everybody was there for doing different things. One guy was like, "Yeah, I'm staying at hostel. I'm working and they're pretty much I don't have to pay any money." And I'm like, that is a unique journey. I would never do that. But that is a hell of a scenario because you're gonna get old one day and you're gonna be like, damn, I didn't live my life. I'm gonna have some of these experiences when my wheel shut down. I'm gonna have some of these people that I met. I met a man in the elevator that only spoke Korean, and we actually were able to speak to each other not because he spoke English, but because he spoke Spanish. That slapped me up the backside of my head and said, "Do you realize what is going on? Do you realize how difficult it would have been to experience this if you had this high ass drawbridge that America told you need to have because no new friends, no new experiences, you don't have the time, you just need to buy more clothes, buy more stuff, buy more things, get that new car, take the roof off the car now, put it back on." Like, that was my life. That's your life. You wrapped it all around all of this stuff. Excuse my language, but it's all of this shit. And you got so much shit in your life right now. Stuff, excuse me, that is cluttering it. So when you get abroad, those 3 months of having it off of you, I need you to remember this conversation. You guys are saying, "Hey, I'm looking for a job abroad," not realizing that the nuances of making money in the United States don't translate across the world. A doctor, a nurse, these things aren't high paying jobs in global societies because people, it's not privatized. So where people can't afford to get sick, the citizens can't afford to get sick, or they can't pay to get better. It's not like that. So when you're looking to move abroad, you need to have a real plan, a real solid plan to make money, or have an existing pension. Hey, for the rest of your life, as long as you, somebody put a finger on your nose and you got air coming out of that, we're gonna give you some money. How much of it is it? Depending on where you go, that amount of money might not go far in the United States, but it can go a lot further and it give you a way better life abroad. Navigating that is on you. Connecting you to the resources, that's where we're involved. Where does that look like? What does that look like? Because your money will run out. If you think $25,000, I've seen people say, "Oh, I spent $25,000 in Ghana." How? What is the local minimum wage in what monthly wage? You spent 25,000 USD. What were you doing? I spent $25,000 in three months in Medellin. I've heard it before. Even more. What were you doing? What were you doing? You were taking that trauma off of you, and you didn't realize that it had been so long and or never. You see how not having intent and running into a scenario of, I've never experienced this before. You don't know what it looks like. Asking about jobs that you can get and not realizing you're one of the weapons that you have in America is being able to make USD. USD on a global scale is the one of the best currencies for you to make when looking to move abroad. Making a local currency, looking for a local job does two things. One, if you think you are broke now, you are going to be have to completely change what it is that you think is broke, and then narrow and get down all the way to that. So for people that are looking to move and look for a local job, some places, some places are good for you. You want to teach English and they're all set up. I got a homegirl, she works in Qatar. She's like, I make the same money I make in the United States, but things are cheaper, and they include some things that I don't have to worry about in the US. So I got more money and things aren't as expensive. Do you teach? Do you currently have a physical manual labor job where you're doing certain things? You want to get move abroad, you're going to need a money plan. Yeah, that's one thing that you can also start now. Because thinking that you just, oh, America's dollar stretches so far. People are in Colombian chats like, oh my gosh, the peso is down to 3,600 pesos. And it's like, okay, 3,600. Sometimes it's at 4,000, 4,100, 4,200 for one peso, 4,200 pesos to $1, 3,600 pesos to $1. You go to Mexico, it's 1875 for $1. You go to South Africa, the rand is 20 to 1 on a good day. You go to Panama, it's 1 to 1, and they use US dollars. By the way, that's not your friend. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have to worry about the conversion. I don't have to worry about the currency exchange. And it's like anytime you see US dollars when looking to move abroad, it is going to drastically increase the cost of everything. Even a place like Panama does not cost as much as the United States, but it still utilizes USD. Whereas in Colombia, I don't even see greenbacks. No greenbacks, no gringos aquí. Nothing. I don't even want them. And then you should not be going looking for where do they have US dollars? Because I'm not willing to learn the. No. You might not be saying I'm not willing to learn the convergency. You might say, oh, well, it's easier. No, no, no. That's not one of the things that need to be looking for ease. Those are going to factor into the cost. And even if you have a lot of money, my thing is this: I have had all kinds of money in my lifetime. One thing I know for certain is what money feels like and what feels like to have money. So let me tell you, when you know what the real cost of something is, I don't care how much money is in my bank account. I'm not paying that. I walk down New Orleans and walk down Bourbon Street, and they gonna try to offer me 2 pieces of fried chicken for $15. And my friend told me that's good for Bourbon Street. Listen, I don't live on Bourbon Street. I don't even live in America. I don't even believe that somebody is even able to afford this, because they're not even paying people at the rate to afford 2 pieces of fried chicken for $15 under any circumstance. Yet we here. So I need y'all to realize that this entire thing that y'all doing with understanding that I'm just gonna run out with the $5,000 that I have and get into a new environment, that ain't gonna work. We bring it all together for y'all, but it's not going to work. The biggest thing that is going to be into whether or not you are going to adhere to what even can be presented at anybody's conference? Are you ready to hear it? Are you ready to be the one in the room that doesn't know? I tell you guys, you're like a baby. The Americans are babies. 10-year-olds have gotten more passport stamps. My dog has more he rest in peace, Nino Brown. My dog had more passport stamps than most people have in America. People grow up traveling the world, and it's your first time as an adult for you to navigate it. You are already so rigid, so worn from what America has done, put on you, and said, "Wear this, bro. Why do you put a 150-pound jacket on me, bro? Wear this, bro. It's American. It's American made. It's dope, ain't it? It's fly. Everybody wants one. You're like, everybody wants one of these? Yeah, everybody wants one. Keep wearing it. But that weight's starting to hurt. The weight's starting to hurt your back, your neck. The weight's starting to wear on your brain and saying, is, is, is life different without this weight on? I'm starting to see more people take this jacket off, and I haven't seen them come back. Or I see him on the TV now. It used to be right next to me. Is this something that I should consider? Is this something I should put on my radar? Is this something that could make me not be in this place again? And I look up and I'm on the other side. Now I'm on the TV. Now I'm one of the people that are actually doing these things. You guys have to realize that. That is the biggest thing that probably has come across your desk. Not saying that, having kids, getting married, success at career, that's not something that's big, but your life can reset. Bring up the task manager, close down some of this BS apps. Maybe you just need to do a full restart. Maybe you need to understand that how you had it planned and how America told you it was planned was it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work, bro. We're gonna have to give up. We're gonna have to reset. We're gonna have to do this all over again. We're gonna have to reset. We're gonna have to understand that this is not designed, America. It's not designed for there to be a high probability of success out of it. The winners, there's not a lot of winners in America. The winners are all in one room winning together. Oh, if you don't have financial literacy, so you didn't do this. Where do you give me time to balance this? Where do you give me time to do this? Where do you give me time to take a deep breath and think? That's why I challenge you, even within America, where you are today, and say, take a deep breath. Think. Think what if. Think what if. Because when you start to think what if and you start to look within, you are starting to realize some of these things that we've been preaching consistently, telling you consistently. You're going to need some help. If you're a part of my community, you know what a hookup is. A hookup is somebody that looks out for you. What looking out is somebody that says, hey, you may not know about this. Let me connect you to somebody that can help. Let me connect these resources because it's not just this. It's not just this. It's not just this or this. It's all of this and the stuff that I can't do for you. It's the stuff that you can only do for yourself, deciding what it is that you want, what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you're giving up, and what you're tired of. Being intentful. Manifesting, I said that yesterday, manifesting what it is that you don't want no more in your life. I'm going to manifest a life where this doesn't exist in my life as a normalcy. Manifesting a life where the things that you don't have and you are looking to attract are all aligned in the exact same place in the exact same time. Bringing the things that you may exist for into an alternative universe and say, I need this right now, right here. I don't need these things here. I'm ready to leave them. Bring me the energy, bring me the people, bring me the resources that I need to put this all together and allow my job on this earth, which is to leave whatever impact that it is positive that you can. Let me align with that. I know it's hard to see through the different frequencies when you're actually looking at all the things that you're dodging in America, trying to dodge police brutality, trying to dodge government craziness, trying to dodge poverty. You're trying to dodge so many things, trying to stay alive and eat food that is designed to put you into the hospital or give you medical problems. I'm sitting at home watching Sky Rizzy commercials, realizing that, hey, my Medicaid and my Medicare and my health care is now privatized. Life doesn't start there. Life doesn't end there. America has positioned itself as the bubble that is the bubble to exist in, and I'm going to go break that bubble for you and tell you, you deserve better. But the only thing that you can do is actually get up, start thinking about what it is that you deserve, start looking at yourself and saying, who am I? What do I no longer want in my life? What am I going to go about attracting and being about? And holding yourself to it. That's why I tell you to write it down, because once that 3 months, once you actually make the move abroad, once you go on a relocation tour, once you go sell some things, whatever the case is, looks like for you, and you say, hey, I'm here, I'm not going back. I got at least 90 days. Look at it. Look how far you come when you sat there right tonight and wrote that down. Make sure you hold yourself to removing those things that you said that you don't want anymore in your life. Make it a family exercise. Everybody in the family do it. You need to be that intentful. You're setting yourself up for success. So, what happens at the virtual relocation conference? It is next Saturday, November 22nd. Obviously, tonight is the night. If you haven't gotten your ticket already, moodtravelabroad.com. That is where you're going to get your ticket. You can either get early bird GA tickets or early bird VIP tickets. Biggest difference in inclusions between the GA ticket and the VIP ticket is how much discounts you get on all of the other things that you're going to need: visa processing, consultations, relocation tours. It pretty much gives you your ticket and then gives you your money back by saying, here's everything that you might have didn't realize or forgot that you needed. We do that just to make it a lot easier for you to be connected directly to the things that are going to impact your success. You guys are going to go into this maybe uncertain of where you're going to go. And the destinations may be a big jumbo and it's kind of hard to figure out. Okay. We're going to go into this uncertain of the entire move abroad journey, some of the things that we haven't even covered during the 12 days of relocation, the 6 steps you need to move abroad, what even offering being a travel agent looks like, because half of you are doing the job that it will take you to move abroad. You just don't realize that it's now your time to step into your journey. We go through so many things on this conference. So when you leave, you are not only connected to all the resources, you receive documents, so that will give you all of the things that bring it all up to the forefront and that you can reference. But you're going to leave this in a way where these conversations, the ones that you can watch up until, November 22nd through the conference as well, these are the ones that are going to say, I now know why he put it together like this. I needed to be ready to understand why this was important. Then the conference brought everything that I didn't have all into one place. I now know where I'm going on my physical relocation conference. I'm going to set up a call to customize my consultation and my plan, because I need to actually have and devise a plan. Somebody to actually ask me, hey, are you a tall person? Because getting into a bed for a 6'3" person in certain places is not standard across the board. You're not buying a king size bed where you go. You're oftentimes running into furnace situations. I know. You forgot. But this is an opportune time for you to get connected to the resources and the questions and the things that you need to actually close up that relocation book bag and say, okay, I'm ready for my journey. These 12 days of relocation has been designed. I hope you guys are mentally ready for the journey that this virtual conference will take you on. Hope you guys are ready for what leads you after the virtual conference onto the other side of the TSA. Gives you guys a destination or multiple destinations to explore with people that care enough to be able to put something together for you. Give you guys opportunity to turn doors in neighborhoods, apartments. See what living like a local is actually like there before you go sell all yourself. Tell your boss, sayonara, I don't want to hear from you anymore. I'm starting my own business, or I'm taking my business that I already have and bringing that to the globe. It is your journey and your opportunity to change your life, to transform your life. You right now are at the bottom where you're looking at it like I'm a caterpillar, but you can always become a butterfly and fly to anywhere it is that you want to. It's just your time to do it. It's your time to put the resources together. It's your time to say enough is enough. So, if you are serious, I will be seeing you guys November 22nd at the virtual relocation conference. What I need you guys to do is make certain, hey, if you guys like spending money, buy the ticket, make sure you get the information. now between now and the 22nd. If you guys like saving a little bit of money, considering it's going to be less than a bag of groceries in the United States store, run it up. You guys have the opportunity. Make sure you're sharing this with somebody that needs to hear it, that is moving abroad, looking to move abroad, has it on their radar, really confused about the process. My job is one, to continue to bring these resources to you, and two, to get you ready and prepared. The conversations that you need are going to be had, one, here, and two, within. This is an entire experience for you, and I want you to see it. Please go to Black Expat Life Abroad. We are on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Anywhere you're looking for, you can find it there. That's where you're going to get the real talk, the real information. On the website, you can go to moodtravelabroad.com. It's two O's in mood. Travelabroad.com. That is where you are going to find all of the free resources on the destinations that we cover. There, you're going to be able to take the test. The test allows you to figure out where you're going to live at. So, ask you a couple of questions. It narrows down based off of what your answers to those questions are, where the places are that we service, and which one, based off of your answers, is ideal for you. And then you can see all of the experts as well as the topic leaders that will cover everything else that you forgot outside of your destination. November 22nd. It has been a pleasure to spend a little bit of time with you guys on the end of what has been a great 12 days of relocation. I'm already thinking about other ways we can get in front of you with some more of this information that you guys need as we get prepared for our virtual relocation conference, as we prepare to add on new destinations. We are so excited to get this going. I will see you guys next week, Monday. I finally got a day off. It's been 12 days straight. I finally got a day off. So I will see you guys next Monday. You guys take care. Please make sure if you're serious about this, go get your virtual relocation conference. The tickets will go up tomorrow. Go to moodtravelabroad.com. Sign up for the newsletter. The newsletter is where we drop all of the latest information on updates on relocation, new destinations, as well as exclusive discount codes you can use that are not available on the website or even in these conversations. So make certain you guys are at least signing up for the newsletter so you can stay aware, getting your ticket, taking care of that early bird discount, and getting some of the resources that are there already. They're free. Free cost of living in these destinations, best times to visit, neighborhoods. Start doing the research now. Do it when it's not pressured for you to leave. That is where you'll have a little bit of space to take some time. Take that deep breath and start planning your next best life. I appreciate you guys. My name is RJ Mood. I am always thankful for anybody that watches this platform. Jump on my DM, jump on my messages, jump on my comments. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you need to hear from. Feedback is important. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.